Welcome to Keep of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl here to bring you another reading for Gemini. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. Gemini, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Okay, it's just too much. Most of all for showing up. Let's just take the pile. So we have the Knave. You've left some betrayal, some suffering. Things have changed. You've changed. You put an end to a cycle. You found peace. And now you focus on work, whatever it is that you're working on. Maybe you've found a new job, or you've discovered something that you like to do, and you're able to see abundance in it, in the sense where you are fulfilled, you're feeling uplifted. It's bringing you to a place where you can concentrate. That's good. It's very good, Gemini. Ideas for making money for some, ideas for just occupying your time in order to keep that peace of mind. You have King of Wands. You could be dealing with fire signs, making those choices, celebrating. We have the 7 and 3 is 10 here, so we have a completion. Again, another completion, overcoming a loss or end of a relationship with a fire sign for some. Or you have that energy to seek out and choose something that you want to take to I wouldn't say a higher level, more of it's a celebratory type, where you want to you have ideas, you have many ideas, or you focus in on something in particular, one of many ideas, or you're celebrating with family. And again, it comes down to putting an end to a cycle. Here we have putting an end to a cycle, so something is not going to be repeated. It's about being that innovator. This could be someone, either you're dealing with fire signs who are a little egotistical, where a relationship is coming to an end because you're finding peace of mind. You're walking away from betrayals. In some cases, it could be that you're putting your back to a relationship wherein you were dealing with someone who had a huge ego, and that you've learned the lesson. You're not going to be dealing with that again. You're really taking the essence of ending a cycle and moving on. You're taking what is yours, and you are completely going in a different direction. You are finding self-sufficiency. You're not sticking around after the cycle is done. You're just moving on. You're going away. You're taking off. You're doing what you need to do. You're taking care of you, which is good, Gemini. It's very good. It seems to be sudden because the way the cards just exploded there. Seems to be sudden. It's coming. It's at your door. Soon, in other words. For the month of May, because we're in May. And what I just saw there is probably already in motion. We are the 17th. No, today's the 18th. I started. Yes, today for me is the 17th. So today's the 18th of May. So we're coming into the end of the month. Well, the middle of the month, rather. That's why I'm calling them the mid-month readings. Gemini, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares, but most of all for showing up. And let's see the deck split. Let's see. Again, right back to our page, another page. So new ideas, starting afresh, again, putting an end to cycles, and another page. So really you're just leaping and bounds here. You're going off on all new ideas, new energy, brand new energy. Some of you may very well be moving. You have victory coming up to you. Another page. So all the pages, well, 3 of them. No, we have all of them. All of the pages with the 13. So expect huge change, Gemini. Everything coming in brand spanking new. Relationships, projects, work. The tower. You brought down the tower. Maybe on a relationship. Manipulation is finished. Someone from the past who may have been manipulating you. You have memories. That's done. Someone from the past coming back to offer you something and make your life change completely. Again, it's unexpected. And that is because of Jupiter is in Gemini and Uranus is in Taurus. So it is your time, Gemini. This 2025 is your year. You're supposed to have quite a bit of change coming, which is good for you. Again, the deck splits on the Devil with the King of Pentacles. So taking that control and putting an end to addictions and aggressive or addictive behaviors, getting away from all of that. Again, all those pages are indication of new cycles are starting. New cycles are starting. All right, let's cut. Let's see, we're using the Smith-WaiteTarot deck along with the Seasons of the Witch for the Oracle and the Spirit of Animals Oracle, as I did for the previous month. And here we see the Chariot. So you're in the midst of that change. So like I said, those cards that showed up is change is already in motion. You are coming into June, July. You should see or receive that sense of stability where things are changing again. Changing again. It depends on your situation. If you've made certain change, more change is coming. You've already made changes, so they're in motion. It's not easy, so you may be feeling like, okay, it's hard work. Yes, it is. Or the impatience, it's kind of long. Yes, it is. But because it's the Chariot, it is the will. It is the will to continue on. And that is where you are probably going to feel a little pull. And here we see the Ten of Swords come back. So the will to move on from and put an end to a cycle is pretty much where you're headed. If it is that you're not out of the cycle yet, if you feel like it's taken long, well, you're not there yet. It's coming, but it is at the end, because that's what's crossing you, to end things. And we see the Devil at the bottom. I just noticed the Devil at the bottom of the deck here. So it's a question of having that sense of control, self-control, because here we're following the intuition, and it's not easy to stick to the plan. And the Devil coming in is really making it hard. But then that is Saturn for you. It's not meant to be easy to have good things. So the ending up of a cycle may feel and be tedious, but it is coming to an end nonetheless. Here we have the Nine of Wands. So you're worried, or you're not trusting, or you want to heal something, but you know about the betrayals that need to be put to an end. You know about who you can and can't trust. And at some point, it could be from where you work or what you have as a routine going on. Your daily routines, you are dealing with people that you can't trust, or you feel that you can't trust. Here there's that healing feeling coming along. So patience is the essence here. Again, being patient is how we started off with. If it's taken long, it feels like it's never going to end. Yes, it's going to take a while. It's still taking its time. You're nearly at the end, practically at the end, because this is what's crossing you, and the end could be in June, July, because this is what's coming. And here we have Sagittarius. So Virgo, Sagittarius, Cancer, even Capricorn. If you're dealing with different people, or you have these planets in these signs, Gemini, your time is here. High Arcana, High Arcana, High Arcana. What is out of your control is because it is happening in divine timing. The time that it's taking is because that is how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to take the time that it's taking, whether you are comfy with it or not, it is going to take the time. The essence of healing, the patience that has built up over the past months, since probably November, you've been treading water, or you've been keeping time, or keeping rhythm, or just working it through. You have the 9 the 9-1, so you could go back 9 months ago where this may have started to work itself toward the end, and it's taken the 9 months to come through. You are going, not for everybody, yeah. I'm going with the messages that I'm getting. So if you're clicking to, it's taken a long time, it started in November, I'm still waiting, it should have come already, stuff like that. It's blocked for a reason. It's just for your protection, because something needs to heal. Something needs to heal. Something needs to be accepted. Something needs to be worked through. Something in or around your environment needs to shift before it can be completed. And that is an essence of timing. See, we've seen all the cards we saw earlier. It's coming back in. So the story plays out where someone is either betrayed, or someone has planned a strategy. Looking at could be what the end is, and they want to take what they can get before the end comes. Could be someone is planning their will, or someone had planned their will, because we're looking at the death here. We're looking at healing. We're looking at illness. We're waiting. We're waiting for things to change. We're tempering. We're mixing potions. We're taking medication. It's just prolonging. It's slow. But this is all spiritual in the sense where there's patience involved for the healing to occur. We're working with what was. So someone either had made a strategy, planned out certain events in a certain way. It either did or didn't come true, because now there's no trust. So someone did a negative move against you, and there's no trust now because of that, and you're just waiting your time. You're riding the wave. You're waiting for certain events to come to an end, because that's what is going to happen. There will be an end to a cycle if someone needs to leave one way or another, whether it is a physical death, or it is an ending of a relationship of some sort, whether it's work, personal, family even, in order for that shift to take on a whole new beginning, because that's where we started, with all new beginnings. the knaves. All four of them showed up. All right, and the devil being that it's taken a long time, it's slow into the coming. And then we have our fools. So again, that leap of faith, that starting up of a new, moving on. We're looking at August here. Seeing the sun, I don't know, it just brings into August, and again, new beginning, and it doesn't have to be August. It's what's jumping at me. If you have something planned and you want to start it in summertime, well, there you go. If it is that you are waiting to shift, and as soon as that shift comes and you're ready to go, you will have, the future is within the next month or two, and even 3. But I think the Fool represents Aries. In some decks, they represent it to be Aries because it's the beginning in the springtime. So it could happen now. It could be already happening if you're looking back on something where it's already taken root. The shift has already happened, and you have already stepped into something new, or the plans that you've made in your mind are starting to take form. Here we have a feeling of stuck. Again, you may want to listen to the Taurus reader. I think that's where I started. If you're dealing with a Taurus, because that is the feeling that I got when I started their read. But it's representing the stuckness in the mind. It's changing of the mindset, needing to see things differently. Not trusting where you were trusting before, now you're not trusting. But this is about being closed in on yourself, and it is because of betrayal. It is because of someone either telling you lies that you're figuring out is true, that they were lying, because you had time, or you've taken the time to think things out and sit with and go over, spiritually speaking, being connected spiritually, or just taking on that physical sense of being alone and thinking things through and really mulling over what had taken place, because you are coming to terms with, I need to put an end to this because I don't trust. And here you are changing your mindset in the sense where you were stubborn before, maybe you're starting to ease up. Someone is thinking of changing the plans again. So looking out into the future, they probably want to see something change with you, or they want to make a change that will affect you because they're looking into the future. Again, it's plans to change. It's a 2, so it could be a relationship, a commitment, wanting to move off on their own, leave certain things behind. Here we have legacy, so could be for the abundance that you may have been thinking about at the beginning, where we saw that Knave of Pentacles. Thinking things through, have a new idea, wanting to work with that. You're fixated here, but you're fixated on either what you will lose or what someone will take from you, what someone has already taken from you. This is where probably the balance isn't even, in that it's taken long. It's taken long to come through because you're at the 8. We're not at the 10 yet. We still have a little ways again to go where you will put an end to that and shift and move away, take a different direction from what someone is probably trying to convince you to go in. You probably say, no, I don't want to go that way, I'll go a different way, because of their plans are not meshing with yours, and you're thinking it's your legacy is at stake, or your money is at stake. Either way, family may be involved. Worrying about the family, worrying about what you have, if it will be taken from you, because this is definitely where the trust is questioned here and ending up of a cycle and moving away completely, shifting completely by surprise more than anything. Is your element of surprises be your weapon here? You'd say, well, let them think that I'm not changing, and then all of a sudden I will change, because that's how this read started. Towers and everything coming down, and then we have a new beginning. So your plan in itself, maybe you are strategizing a way to keep your legacy intact, and you have that creative flash that's going to come, and it's going to bring you into taking that step forward, give you that desire to move forward, because you will have the ability, and you're only waiting for something to give you that propulsion to move forward. Here we see Jupiter. So again, Saturn and Jupiter. Saturn is still in Pisces, I think, from what I checked last. Still in Pisces. I mean, when I call out where planets are, I keep forgetting I have to say that I'm looking at the sidereal Eastern astrology, not the Western, because it's 30 degrees off. So when I say a planet is in a certain sign, you following the Western is going to say that's not where it is. Well, no, it's not, because I'm not following the Western astrology. So I try not to bring it in too much, but when it comes into my read, I have to call it up. So for not to be too confusing, I won't bring it in too often, but here we see Saturn and Jupiter clearly right here, Saturn and Jupiter, and where they are according to your charts, Gemini in particular. If you're feeling held back, it's because it's only in divine timing. And Jupiter, according to the Eastern astrology, Jupiter is now in Gemini. I think it in Western astrology would be considered in Cancer. So I am following the Eastern. So when I say Jupiter is in Gemini, and Gemini, it is your time, results for whatever it is you have put in motion, it's already in motion, and results are coming in to bring you that abundance. You see? Because what you are worried about is not having or losing what you already have. And I'm here to say with the tarot reading for Gemini is that you have a new beginning. And we saw that before this ace showed up in the end. And here we see our Empress, which is a representation of abundance. And her timing is coming into fall. So if you're already receiving, or you've received news of receiving, or if you're still waiting, we're looking at it's already happening in May, because that's where we are. We're in the middle of May. Some of you are already receiving, so you're looking back and saying, yes, I got. Others are saying, well, I still didn't get. When am I getting? So you have July come in, because we see our Chariot, who represents June, July. And then we have fall with our Empress. You see? Different timings for different people, depending on your birth chart. And again, it is a question of your situation. If it is you've made decisions and your plans are taken on formation, wonderful. If not, it is coming, because the final card is the Ace of Wands, which is very creative, and it is your passion, it is your action, it is taking action, it is God, Spirit, Universe giving you the green light to go ahead and do what you want. Before then, any blockages that are happening is because of where Saturn may be holding you back according to your birth chart. Your timing is not here yet. And for others of you, may not come before 2026 to have a new beginning. But I don't want to push it that far ahead. I'm just saying that if you are feeling that it's still not coming in and you have no news coming in, then it is a question of when, not if. Because changes that you have made, it's obvious that you need to keep the faith in what you've already done, whether this is you or someone else, depending on your circumstance. If you have made certain strategic moves, then you need to keep the faith and allow time to heal. And if it is that it is someone else who's betrayed you, then your trust level is low and you need to heal that. And that is where Saturn is protecting you, keeping things from moving forward in order to keep you safe or to keep your legacy intact. And the cycle will come to an end, and in that you will be able to move on in the right time. Don't want to go too deep into this, but because it's all high arcana, we'll stop here, because we're going to be bringing things back into the balance when all those changes take place right here. Okay? Again, more high arcana. So again, holding back and seeing the light and changing the perspective is when the doors will open up for you. And however long that takes depends on your birth chart. So it's quite a quick read for Gemini. But all the messages are leading up to things have been put into motion, so you could have faith in the fact that change is coming and it is bringing you abundance and a brand new beginning. It is a question of when, not if. I thank you, Spirit. That's quite straightforward there. What is the guidance from Seasons of the Witch for Gemini for this month of May? And here we have chant. Hear me loud, hear me roar, for I am here in my truth. And that is when you are in unison with others or within your spirit, where you are able to sing your praises, say what you want, manifest, put it out there, and it will come to you. And finding that balance, again, whether it is with family, with friends, or people you call family, and the passion, your faith, again, relating to that ace. So just believe in what you want. Believe in what you've done to get what you want. Believe in that you were protected because of betrayals in the past, and that things will change to bring you what is supposed to be yours. Have that faith and heal. Heal that belief. Keeping the faith is where you need to hold on, Gemini. Keeping the faith. Knowing that, trusting in cycles coming to an end. Because whatever is dark and foreboding, it's not going to stay forever. It's going to leave. It's going to go. Because you've done something. You've put steps in order. You've taken steps. You've done something, and now that something is creating the change, but you have to have faith. And let us see the totem animal deep within you. And we have the unicorn. So again, it's faith, because who sees unicorns every day? Not a lot of us. But we have that unicorn, infinite possibility. And the unicorn is very sacred. It's very sacred. Magic, very magical. So you must believe in the magic that you've created through your manifestation. You are the sovereign in the seen, and you are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary. Again, keeping your faith in what you have done and remembering where you've been, and whatever it is that is so dark and foreboding that has been around you is slowly, slowly moving away. Spirit has your back. You must have faith in that, Gemini. And on that note, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Until our next read, love and light.